Hello and welcome to this ETE tutor video that's part of the free dictionary collection for Free Dictionary Friday. So today's video is slightly different because it's the day before the first GCSE English language exams. So they're coming up next week. I'm looking at my bookmarks. So this is something that you can do on the Free Dictionary website. So anytime you come across a word that you're not sure of the meaning of or something that you want to remember, you can add it to these bookmarks. And what this collection is some of the words that I've come across while working with my students. So this could be face-to-face lessons or working online using Skype. Whatever it is, these are things that have come up. And I'm just going to focus in today on the words that I think might be helpful for any GCSE English language students out there. Doesn't matter which exam board you're sitting with, because obviously all of them are very focused on you using advanced vocabulary and subject terminology. Okay then, let's have a look at how you add a word first of all, so you can do this if you want to. So here we go, let's have a look at our word of the day. Delirious. Let's have a listen.
Delirious.
Lovely. So we can see that that's an adjective, so a describing word that describes extreme uncontrollable excitement and emotion. So if you are doing your GCSEs, in your literature paper, you're possibly going to be seeing one of those 19th century texts, and quite often we get a few delirious characters, so look out for that. Anyway, let's see how we actually go about adding it to our bookmark. So let's click on the word itself, and then if we scroll down we can see we've got a little bit more information, but over here on the right hand side we can just click to add the page to current bookmarks. Okay, so just taking a second there. And there we go. I've got them arranged in alphabetical order at the moment, but you can do it in chronological order, change at any time. That's quite handy if you're trying to analyse how you've developed your vocabulary over time. Alright, so now we've seen how to add one. I'm just going to get rid of that one because it's not one that I'm going to want when I'm with my students. So we'll just remove that. I think that will be removed when the page is refreshed. Oh no, there we go, got it that time. Right, so let's have a look at some of these ones that might be helpful for you. So hopefully if you're a GCSE student, some of these words are going to jump out at you and you're going to think, oh yes, I know I need that one for my exam. So let's look at a couple of them now. So first one I think we're going to pick up on is colloquial. Colloquial. So this is everyday language, everyday spoken language relating to the way characters talk or the way their words are put down on the page. So it might be something like, I'm going down the shops in it, for example. So there we've got some phonetic spelling, it's not standard English, it's everyday language. Stuff like, I don't know, can you lend me a fiver? That would be considered colloquial. Alright, so when you're looking at your non-fiction text, you're looking at your literature, try and look out, is that one of the language features that you can comment on in the question that applies for? Okay, let's move on to another one. Next one we will go for is this one here, which some of you might not be so aware of, and it's a really good one if you can spot this. So the pronunciation's a little bit trickier, so let's have a listen.
Euphemism.
Euphemism. Okay, so euphemism. So this is when you use a mild phrase instead of a direct term for something. So for example, you might say somebody has passed away rather than they have died. You might say that someone has had a little accident. So you're talking about a child and they've gone to the toilet when they shouldn't have. You're not going to say, oh, they've done a wee. You'll say, they've had a little accident. So they're both examples of euphemisms. They're quite often used to relate to things to do with the body as well. So look out for those in your text, and if they're there, you can comment on them, and that will be considered as a language feature. Right, let's have another look. We will just have a look at Omniscient next, because this again is something that's really important for those GCSE exams, particularly the literature exam, where you're supposed to be able to pick up on what kind of narrator the text has. So let's have a look, have a listen.
Omniscient.
Okay, so their pronunciations are slightly different. I don't know if we need to click on the UK one. Let's try that.
Omniscient.
Yeah, so that's much closer to how I'm saying it, isn't it? Omniscient. So this is when the narrator has total understanding of everything. So they can see inside people's minds, they understand events, and they can tell us, give us a great deal of insight into what's going on within a particular story, so what those ideas and events are. Okay, so that'll be a good one if you can remember, if you spot that omniscient narrator. Okay, and I think the last one that we'll look at today, because we're really trying to think of which ones are going to be helpful for that exam, is actually up here. Infer. Infer. Let's get the UK one first time.
Infer.
Okay, so to infer something is to come to a conclusion, work something out based on particular evidence and reasoning. So for your exams, this is where you're going to see a piece of text and you are able to infer that it suggests that the writer, for example, has a certain attitude towards a particular thing. So in your exams, you would be writing the quotation and then add it in, blah, 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 shows us that the writer feels strongly about this. We can infer that it is his major passion, given the fact that, and then quote some more evidence from the text itself. Okay, I hope that's helped. Thanks for sticking with me today, because I realise I'm quite snuffly. If you've already watched my video on exam equipment, you'll know that I suffer with hay fever, and as always, the exam season coincides with the hay fever season. So hopefully none of you out there are too badly affected by this, and you are going to achieve those goals you want to. So if you haven't already done so, there's lots more on my channel for GCSE English language. There's the subject terminology videos, and we've got the assessment objective ones. We've got junk mail analysis that will help you pick out any of the language features. So all in all, there's plenty here to help. So as always, use the comment section if you want to get in touch, and like and subscribe.